Josh is taking his winnings and he's now forming a new real estate company. He's going to replace realtors with a flat fee. And in his mind, of course, he's never sold a house but once, apparently, and was surprised. So he's so incompetent as a seller that he was coerced and bullied and made a mistake big enough to disrupt the industry. But now he's going to design a company to reshape the industry with flat fees. It may be news to Josh, but I've been in real estate for 38 years. There have been flat fee companies around the entire time. And certainly there are customers who prefer to pay a limited fee. Maybe they're more knowledgeable. Maybe it's a simple transaction. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways real estate is done. And to me, a flat fee is an option. And there's also what I would call a la carte pricing. In his case, Josh, the new real estate genius, is going to charge per showing $50. There's companies that do that now. And then a consult fee before you write an offer of $199. Interesting, why would somebody be your consultant if they're not going to represent you on the purchase, but whatever. And then a flat fee option, but the flat fee only covers 5 showings and 2 offers. The average buyer in today's market sees 10 houses and writes 4 or 5 offers, 4.5 on average. So really their standard package doesn't even cover an average experience. And I think this gets to the heart of it is geniuses like Josh don't understand how hard the average realtor works, particularly on the buyer side. I don't normally, as a general rule, represent buyers who are buying first time and often represent buyers who are buying homes because it is a lot of work for the limited pay. I work more with the seller side. So Josh, like most business people, thinks he's a genius, but he's picking the wrong side of the market to get into. So again, if you read TechCrunch, you talk about him now raising money. He's going to disrupt the industry. Good luck, Josh. World perceives, buddy, it's a tough business, a lot tougher. But again, he portrayed himself as being misled and bullied. This is a guy, here's his resume on his website. He's a chief business officer for Unanimous AI. 20 years experience in consumer insights, digital marketing, and business development technology firms, both large and small, BA, MBA from Cornell. And he sold mobile advertising to Fortune 500 companies, yet he wants you to believe he never read his listing contract, never read the estimated seller proceeds. But despite that, he's a genius now, and he's going to disrupt the whole industry with his new flat fee program that somehow can help sellers, I guess, save money by using him rather than somebody else. Personally, as long as he's using his money from his ill-gotten gains, or he's using other tech companies' monies, I don't have a problem with it. But the problem is, this is a continued trend now where we have these investors who seek to disrupt the business. And when doing so, they're disrupting people who are in the business, who pay taxes, who support our communities. And they're favoring companies who typically aren't. They're located in one location. They're Zillow in Seattle, or they're some company out of state. They don't support local industry, local communities. They're not the church members. They're not the people who help you locally and join Little Leagues and such. But more importantly, they don't pay taxes. In a case like this, Josh's new company isn't going to pay taxes unless and until ever they make money. All their investment is basically upfront, and they may operate for 5 or 10 years, or like Zillow forever, and never pay taxes. So again, I don't buy this guy being coerced. I don't buy him being bullied. The opposite. This is now, he's attempting to use his money to bully industries. And so let's take a look, though. What's the result? Here, Josh's settlement as a result of this commission now is coming through the pipe. And what is it really doing to the marketplace? Is it making, as a result of the lawsuit, are buyers and sellers getting better service? Well, of course, no. Here's an example. We have a report that finds that buyer agency agreements are incomprehensible just because they want to avoid being sued. And this comes from a story written by Tanya Monasteri. Actually, it's a research report. She's a contracts law professor. Now imagine that. You have a contracts law professor now looking at these buyer agreements. She says they're incomprehensible. At the end, she says, the new forms are all complicated and will not be understood by average buyers and sellers. Now remember, again, in my way of looking at it, and there's a copy of her report, it's linked in my report in my email. Here's a copy of the report, but in my way of looking at it, the seller in this case was very sophisticated. This is a guy who's starting his own tech company who claims to have sold mobile advertising to Fortune 500 companies. Very sophisticated, and he didn't understand the forms. How is the average consumer going to? And the answer is, based at least by a report by a contracts law professor at the University of Buffalo, not likely to happen. So what's going to happen? Well, what's been happening overall in all of American industry is your consolidation of these big Goliath monopolies destroying individual companies.